Both Democrats and Republicans are battling over the war on women in the run-up to the election. For months, the Obama campaign accused Republicans of waging that war. Now, Mitt Romney trying to turn the tables. Listen.
These are just some statistics which show just how severe the war on women has been by virtue of the president's failed policies. 92.3% of all the jobs lost during the Obama years have been lost by women.
92.3%. Let's get right to Ron Brownstein, is a CNN senior political analyst and editorial director of the National Journal. Nice to see you as always. Thanks for joining us. So 92.3%, that sounds very, very high. Is that number accurate?
Well, it's accurate in its own boundaries, but it really isn't the whole picture, because the recession, since the beginning of the recession, the balance looks very different. At the beginning of the recession, the first couple of years, we were talking about a man-cession because the job loss was so concentrated among men in the early stages of the recession, when cyclical industries like construction and manufacturing took the biggest hit. Since we have kind of bottomed out and started growing again, women's professions are dominated by women. Healthcare, government employment, teachers, they've taken the bigger hit. So in the recent period, women have not been improving as much as men, but they didn't fall as much as men in the first period. Another way of looking at this, in the last 51 months, 48 of those 51 months, the unemployment rate has been higher for men than for women. On the other hand, you know, the picture's not so great for either side at the moment, and Mitt Romney has a point on that case.
So the bigger political picture, of course, in the war of women is really, in a way, capturing the hearts and mind of women, because that will be the category that's going to move this election, correct?
Women are a majority of the vote, and women are the key. Women are key to President Obama's hope, but it's hopes of re-election. But it's a mistake, Soledad, to think about all women under one broad rubric, one category, as the president himself noted this week. Really, you got to think of it in a couple different ways. Minority women, overwhelmingly Democratic. White women without a college education, those working class white women, what have been called the waitress moms, they have voted Republican in 5 of the past 6 previous elections, and polls show that Mitt Romney is still winning among them today. The big problem for Romney are those college-educated white women who are more socially liberal, who have been the most affected by the focus during the Republican primaries on issues like funding for Planned Parenthood and access to contraception. Obama won 52% of them in 2008. They're key to his coalition. He's now up to 60% of those women in the latest ABC Washington Post poll. Other polls have also showed them moving sharply toward him. That's where the damage has been, and that's where the biggest challenge is for the Republicans in the female vote between now and November.
And that's why all this is being framed as a war on women or a war against women. So then Hilary Rosen, who's been on this program a couple of times, was talking to Anderson Cooper last night and about Mitt Romney economic policies. And here's what she told him. Listen.
What you have is Mitt Romney running around the country saying, well, you know, my wife tells me that what women really care about are economic issues. And when I listen to my wife, that's what I'm hearing. Guess what? His wife has actually never worked a day in her life. She's never really dealt with the kinds of economic issues that a majority of the women in this country are facing in terms of how do we feed our kids, how do we send them to school, and how do we worry, and why do we worry about their future?
Well, didn't that just start a big, giant debate? As you know, Ann Romney then sent her first tweet, which was this: I made a choice to stay home and raise 5 boys. Believe me, it was hard work. First of all, what do you think of of what Hilary Rosen said and how it was framed?
Well, I can't believe that, you know, that she said it the way that she actually meant it, because that is not a fight that Democrats want to have. And you saw that, by the way, immediately David Axelrod and Jim Messina from the Obama campaign kind of disavowed those comments.
So let me stop you there. Let me stop you there, Ron, because I'll show everybody what they said. Jim Messina first. I could not disagree with Hilary Rosen any more strongly. Her comments were wrong, and family should be off limits. She should apologize, is what he tweeted. David Axelrod tweeted this: also disappointed in Hilary Rosen's comments about Ann Romney. They were inappropriate and offensive. So obviously that is a pretty good insight into the take of the Obama campaign on those remarks.
Two separate issues there. One, you really don't want to be going after the spouses of candidates. That's something that's kind of considered, you know, off limits in presidential policy. But more importantly, I mentioned that one important fissure among women are between college and non-college. The other important fissure is between single and married. Single women vote more Democratic traditionally. Married women vote more Republican. Married women who stay at home with kids vote yet more Republican than overall. And the last thing I think Democrats want is to kind of project an image of either either disdain or looking down on women who choose to stay at home with children. Ironically, we do this quarterly poll on the economy, the Heartland Monitor. We did one on the status of women recently, and we found much less conflict between stay-at-home and working women than you might have expected in the past. The idea of the mommy wars really is, I think, behind us. Women understand that
that's a very 80s. I think that's a very 80s theme. I have to say.
Totally. Women recognize that they are making choices. They are juggling conditions that are not always ideal between balancing work and home. And the idea that, staying home is not work. Like I said, I can't believe Hilary Rosen meant it exactly that way, but that is certainly not a debate Democrats want to get into. They'd much rather be focused on the kind of debate we saw during the Republican primary about issues like whether employers should be required to fund contraception in their health care. That is a net winner for them with women. This divides women in a way that probably does not do them any good.
I think Hillary's comments are ridiculous because you act as if you don't communicate with other people. Look, I'm not a woman, but trust me, I have 3 sisters. I have a mother. There are women who I work with. And so if I'm sitting here talking about what women are discussing in our conversations, well, what do you say? Well, you're a guy, you don't understand that. That's why her comments don't make any sense whatsoever. And again, to insult someone by saying, well, you haven't worked a day in your life, again, people do make those kind of choices.
Like, I'd like to reference you back to the 5 boys.
Yes.
Yeah, and also there's some people, some guys I know, they've made a decision in their marriages. The wife is making more money. He stays at home. So am I going to criticize a guy for raising kids? No.
And you don't go after the spouses. You will never hear Fox News criticize Michelle Obama, right?
Well,
I think the way we judge it is on what we decide is appropriate or not appropriate. So I agree with Roland on this one.
Absolutely,
I think that that's just, it's so over the line, I think, on a lot of different fronts, the ones that Ron pointed out. And then, anybody who's raising anybody, honestly, that's just hard work. All right, Ron, nice to see you. Thanks, appreciate it.